Alright, usually I preface these with some witty humor, but I'm not going to this time. Alright, for real guys. This is usually the feels good moment of playing a game like this that takes multiple months or years to get a unit up to where you like it to be, a hero. So this is not actually from the unit builder, this is actually from my game, and believe it or not, this Fjorm has tons of skills and I've been using her for years. So this is a goal it's good to aim for, and we're gonna cover it in part 2 of this video, but I wanted to showcase it just for a few moments. Alright, let's do this. Akariss here. Welcome to part 2 of the new player reroll guide. Alright, so if you watched the first one, which you should before watching this one, and it'll be in the description below along with some other useful links, be sure to check that out first. But just to review, this video will focus on what to actually play for, how to give yourself motivation, and really get the most out of this game in the long term. Because honestly, there's a lot of things that will make you keep playing over the long term, and you'll get a lot of good feeling out of the game. For a game like this, it's about the long con, it's not about short term. Getting your 5 stars out of a couple of summons here and there might feel good in the moment, but honestly, when you complete your bigger projects or you aim for the sky, that's where it feels good. So this video focuses on that. With that being said, here is the summary of all that. Some ideas. Of course, everyone is going to have their own thing in mind when playing this game, like different types of goals, but I'm going to try to give you some ideas and what you can get out of that, especially taking from my own experience, of course. With that being said, let us start with completion. So when you first start out, and if you've done the things I covered in the first video, which were pretty much just kind of picking up the free stuff, then what you want to aim for here is making sure you're focused on being in the right place, completing the right stuff. So you're going to have quests, events, and special maps that are time sensitive. Now, if you follow the news in game, you'll get a good idea of how long things will last, and you should keep yourself up to date. Staying invested in the community will also keep you up to date. So Discord or the Twitch channel, you want to just stay daily up to date with that. You'll kind of get a good idea of what you should try to complete ASAP, rather than just kind of being loose about it and not really knowing what you're doing. So there's definitely time sensitive content in this game, and you should aim to complete it so you can maximize resources that you may want to use for certain characters or certain modes in the long term. So that's the first thing. What I'll say is definitely stuff like this, like Tempest Trials, Hall of Forms, Voting Gauntlets, even Tap Battle, Grand Conquest. You're going to see this in the events, and all of those pretty much they come and go every month. Like they all have one given per month during a time period, and you want to try to get as much of it done as possible. Aim to play, not to win, like not try to get like high ranks or something. The idea is just to get as much as you can done as a new player, and even as a veteran player, this is still something you do all the way to the end. So just completion of the modes. All the events first priority, spend your stamina there. Now, I want to mention, of course, that you want to save whatever resources you get out of this. So like the orbs, feathers, coins, stones, whatever, flowers, try to save those until you have a better idea later what you're going to spend them for. And of course, I will cover that here as well in this video. But yeah, first up, definitely those events, and they are tied usually with quests. Of course, in between a lot of this, you want to try to keep your eye on the hero's path and try to kind of work on that slowly. A lot of this stuff is kind of done as you're playing through most of the game, but there are certain kind of goals that the game has through the hero's path, and you should try to just complete them at a gradual pace. Like keep your eye on them. Is there a certain one that you just kind of can easily check off the list? So keep your eye on that, of course, as you do a lot of this stuff. When you're finally done through most events, quests, and the special maps that rotate in and out, you want to try to just slowly work your way through the story. And once you're done through the story and paralogs, chain challenges, which you'll find actually below these 3 options here. Those are important to do It's kind of like a gradual pace of accumulating resources, orbs that you might need later at a time that you're not trying to like rush through it. Don't spend stamina potions. Again, keep your resources in check. Don't spend anything you don't have to. You gradually recover it over time anyways. When you don't have any stamina, then shift your focus onto modes that just don't require stamina. Tactic drills is a good way to learn the game, so I highly recommend it. Go through the basics, go through the skill studies, and then try to complete some grandmasters. And try to do this without guides so you can actually improve your own personal performance in the gameplay. You understand the skills, you understand the units, and you have a little bit of trial and error without any sort of repercussion, no penalties at all, nothing, no stamina, nothing is taken away from you. Finally, Grand Hero battle maps that you'll find in the special maps. We covered this in the previous video, but like the one that's basically in the top right there. Grand Hero battle maps, there's always a set rotation that just get rotated every single week, set of 2. For example, Navarre and I believe like Camus. You have like Xander and Arvis and stuff like that. Those rotate every week, so you don't have to complete them as you see them. You just complete them at a gradual pace. So no stamina, fine, go and try to work on those with your units. And again, use whatever is free. Don't try to like summon a unit, don't try to build a unit just to complete these not time sensitive stuff. You'll get them done eventually, and there's no rush to do them on day 1. Finally, the last things you want to look at are definitely the Colosseum and Ether Keeps modes. Those have pretty much, like the Colosseum has a weekly completion that you want to try to aim for, and Ether Keeps has mostly like a daily or bi-daily obligation where you just want to play through them. Again, don't get frustrated, don't even do like the advanced modes, try to just do beginner, complete them, play them. That's all you gotta do. Play them and you'll get stuff. You'll slowly accumulate resources that will definitely help you over time. The story maps, again, go through them slowly. Start with book 1, go to book 2, go to book 3. They get harder over time. Start with the normal stuff, and that's where you spend your excess stamina as a new player when you're not working on the events and such. I hope that's pretty straightforward. It's slow but gradual progression. Don't try to just knock out the game in one day. It's almost impossible. It would take you like at least 6 months of playing daily, a little by little every time, to get some progress in the game, and then you'll start feeling like you're kind of cementing your own destiny. Moving on, as I mentioned a few times already, saving resources. Now this is actually one of the biggest problems and probably the biggest regret people have when playing the game. And that's like spending your orbs, feathers, and whatever resources you get as you get them, or getting a new unit and wanting to like fodder it off, inherit skill to another unit, is usually the biggest regret that people have later. Because realistically, once you're done through all story maps, your resource counts are time gated. This means that you will accumulate resources over the time in which the developers give you those resources. That's a big problem, and as a new player, you want to take advantage of that huge first burst of stuff you get and not waste it, not use it on stuff you might not use later or you may not like later. So this doesn't even matter whether you're competitive or not. If you have favorite heroes, not everything is your favorite. Try to put like a focal point on certain characters that are your favorites that you aim for, or of course save your resources for units which may contribute to your ranking gains. And don't get caught in the flavor of the month, because usually those units don't actually contribute to your rankings. So definitely seek some advice, or the safest bet, just don't spend them until you're absolutely 100% sure this is the choice you want to make. And that's a good example of it. Pretty much everything on this menu to the left should be saved as a new player. You really shouldn't spend anything as a new player, because at some point you're going to be like, wow, I wish I had those. So even me, I still save my resources, even as someone who's played like over 2-3 years now, pretty much. And I just don't spend stuff until I absolutely need to spend it. It's a good mentality to have, and it gets you prepared for any sort of twists and turns or new modes that the game comes out with. Again, you're gonna be in sort of like a shock when you just run out of places to get orbs if you just spend them as you get them, or you're gonna feel like you're always missing key fodder when you want to make certain builds for certain modes. So this is something that really applies to everyone, and it's not specific to anything. Merging heroes means you're gonna want more than one copy, actually up to 11 copies of a unit, to make them feel like at their max potential. And some modes, specifically in Colosseum, are going to want this. They want your maximized units for your maximum score. Ether Raids, it definitely helps to see those extra stats, for example, and you're going to feel like at a disadvantage if you don't save and try to merge them. Now, 4-star units can be upgraded with feathers, and they are somewhat like a gradual progression system that you can work with to merge up and improve them. And you'll get them over time anyways as you redeem free stuff. You target certain colors. For example, Nana here in my barracks, for example, I didn't ever target Nana like through pulling color lists. I just kind of got a lot of Nana copies, and I'm like, okay, I want to build a Nana. Boom. Plus 10 Nana using only 220,000 feathers. So you get those over time with the playstyles that I've mentioned throughout this video, of course. And the reason I showcase a banner like this is because there's probably a lot of favorites here, and you might be tempted to honestly get some of them. Realistically, not really a good idea. You just want to get the free stuff and get out. Spend whatever is given to you for free. Don't really target it. Mathematically, you're at a disadvantage. There's about 300 time-gated orbs per month, about this much, give or take. And that is realistically only enough to get maybe 1 or 2 guaranteed on average 5 stars from these banners. So you're at a huge disadvantage when you consider how many banners are truly going to be thrown at you on a monthly basis. And don't feel tempted to get anything, because it might feel like that when you see like ends in 5 days. They'll be back. They will be back. No disadvantage. Finally, the general advice I can give you when it comes to goals. Now, I've mentioned competitiveness, you want to score high. The reason you want to do that is probably for rewards, which then bounce back to you those rewards to merge up some favorites if you wanted to do that, or just to feel powerful and good about yourself. Nothing wrong with that either. So there's definitely some stuff to aim for. A lot of people want to play for favorites. There's always a hybrid of this too. People play with favorites and score really well or rank high, or maybe they feel good because they did both, but best of both worlds, scoring high and ranking high. So it's up to you to set what you want to play for in the game. It's a game at the end of the day, and you'll find your way of doing this. But the best advice I give to this is, of course, save what you get, make a decision down the road once you actually know what you want to do. Because if you don't really decide, you'll probably make some mistakes and regrets, which will make you feel kind of bad later, or make you want to restart the game. I've made mistakes, everyone's made mistakes, and it's about minimizing those mistakes so that you can feel pretty good about what you're doing later once you have a better idea of what you're doing later. Just some examples, of course, you can play for Coliseum modes, which means merging up tons of different units and making them score well, merging up your favorites by just summoning for them, 5-star exclusives, of course, targeting specific banners and whatnot, always a really good idea. And finally, building teams with synergy so that you feel like you can overcome any odds, regardless of what mode that is. These are all very interesting and good ways to play for. As you can see, modes as well, the higher up you go, the more you get, and this adds up over time. I mean, realistically, somebody who plays at a top ranking versus someone who doesn't and kind of coasts will probably end up getting about 20% more resources over a given year than someone who doesn't. And that adds up because you can give it right back to your favorite characters just for that effort. You'll feel really powerful at the end of that. Yeah, I mean, there's some glory rewards too, chairs and thrones, but realistically it's not that important. And yeah, I hope that this definitely gave you some ideas. There's definitely more things to play for. Some people like to power up a single unit and just dominate every single mode with that unit. Like, that's also a different idea. But if you have some more, feel free to share it in the comments below, of course. I hope with the combination of the first video giving you an idea of the systems of Fire Emblem Heroes, and hopefully with this video as well, giving you some ideas of what to play for, you've kind of come to some sort of conclusion on what to do next. However, if you feel like certain modes or certain things are giving you trouble, I will have 2 videos here, or probably a playlist in a video that you can take a look at, which will have tons of guides specific to modes and such that you can definitely take advantage of in this channel. Even if a video is over a year old, don't hesitate, because I make my videos with that in mind, that the advice I give should last you a while. So feel free to browse. I'll put up what I recommend here, like Arena, for example. I did cover a video on that recently. And of course, even stuff like Roker Sieges, event modes, Tempest Trials, you'll find all that content on the channel to give you more specific advice. But hopefully, and if you have some friends, feel free to share this to them so they too can take advantage of what I have to offer. Thank you guys. Thumbs up. subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Much love. Peace.